Hello. So you asked, you have a question regarding a decedent's estate who passed away about 2 years ago, that you're interested in buying the house that's owned by the deceased and another person as tenants in common. The realtor mentioned that the property may be coming to the market in some time, but that's complex because it's being handled by the estate, and they'll put it on the market when they're ready. Okay, so your questions. You have 4 questions here. First, how do I find out what stage the estate home sale is in? And actually, I'm going to fire down these first three because the answer is kind of the same for all three of these. Then you ask, may I request to review the public probate proceedings? The answer to this one is yes. Probate records are public records. You need to go to the county. This is in New York County, or this is in the 5 boroughs. So you go to the surrogates court of that county, and there's like a computer bank where you can enter the decedent's name or the date of death, and there's a couple different ways you can search and see if there's a file open for that person. And you say you're not sure if there's a will or trust or if anything is being contested. If there was a will and it's been started, it'll be there. If there was a trust, that doesn't go through probate. That doesn't go through the courts, so there may not be a public record, and that will be a little trickier to figure out what's going on. But if the title to the property still has the decedent's name on it, then you don't really need to worry about a trust type situation. Basically, in order for the trust to take effect or to work, the deed on the house would have to say, I'm just going to use John Doe. Instead of saying John Doe as an owner, it should say the John Doe Trust as an owner. And if that's not the case, then you don't really need to worry about a trust. And how can you tell if anything's being contested? Well, this might be a little trickier for you to figure out, and this might be where you need an attorney to pull and review the file to see if there's been any court dates, if the right people have consented or have not filed their consents. That might be a sign that there's going to be a contest. So that might be an area where it would be useful to have somebody review the file for you. This info helps me with the timing of when this property may come up for sale, if at all. So I may plan accordingly. I just want to temper your expectations there. The file in and of itself may not tell you anything, but like you ask in your next question, how do I find out who is their estate lawyer, executor, administrator? That information will be in the public file, and either you or your attorney can contact them and sort of massage out that information to figure out what stage they're in, what's the likelihood there's going to be a litigation or a conflict, and sort of just suss out that information. And that all ties into your first question, how do I find out what stage the estate home sale is in? Unless somebody has already been appointed as the executor, you're probably pretty far off. If there's let me break this down for you. If somebody has been appointed, right, and has been appointed for a while, and perhaps even has a petition into the court asking for permission to sell the house, that's not always necessary, but I'm just saying that might be an example. That tells you they're very close to being ready, so that's good. If somebody's been appointed or very recently appointed, they might be still, finding their feet and sorting things out. So you might have a little ways to go, couple of weeks maybe. If a petition is in, meaning somebody has applied to be the executor or the administrator, but it hasn't gone through yet, it's kind of hard to say because it might just be that the court is processing it, or it might be there's a lot of problems. They either did it on their own or they have a bad lawyer. So it could be seriously months before they get their final appointment. And that would be where it's helpful for you to have an attorney, or an experienced attorney, review the file and be able to kind of troubleshoot for them and say, hey, look, your application is flawed in these ways, so it might be a while. And then lastly, if nobody has applied at all, you are long ways off. So, those are kind of the different possible outcomes. All right. So can you help me find answers? Yeah, sure. If you're interested, if this is something that you'd like to hire an attorney to sort out for you, contact our office. Text or email is really the best way. You already emailed us on the website, and we'll put you in touch with one of our courtroom attorneys to figure that out for you, and she'll talk to you about billing and what's the best way to get started. All right. Hope you find this helpful. Take care.